This is what domestic violence looks like. Throughout my relationship with James Anthony Hutchinson, an international tax lawyer in Toronto, Ontario, I was emotionally abused, and then at the very end, I was physically abused. At the time of the assault, I was unable to relocate and call the police. It took me a little while, but fortunately for me, I documented it well enough to be able to contact the police, and the Crown decided to pursue charges against him. I ended up, as I know now, being one of the 200,000 domestic violence victim survivors who will never get their day in court. This individual, James Anthony Hutchinson, fortunately for me and maybe other victims out there, is still in the system. He's out on bail because of the fact that he threatened the lives of a judge, a lawyer, his first wife, who is the mother of his first child, and his second girlfriend after me, who is the mother of his second child. And I think there was one other individual in there as well. I'm going to be sharing my entire story. I went through everything from the assault to the end of the court proceedings that never happened for 3 years. For 3 years, I was living with, trying to come to terms with how it was I ended up in a relationship with a narcissistic abuser as a therapist and a survivor, and healing from the assault and everything that he had done to me, only to be re-victimized by never getting my day in court. As the proceedings are going on right now, I'm not clear on the complete charges, and I was going to wait to create this series of videos and share my story because I wanted the outcome of that. Given that there is this active petition out there right now, I feel like it's more important to do this now, and I will update as I find out what happens with that other case. I have somebody who's going to give me the information once it's all said and done. James Anthony Hutchinson is an international tax lawyer. He knows the laws, he knows how to work the system, and he did it very well. And part of the reason that my case fell outside the 18 months was because he fired his lawyer and took some time hiring another one. And so that bought him a period of time that counted in there. I have not been allowed, get this, to see what was filed in the final, what should have been a hearing, to make it so the Crown could no longer pursue the case. I don't even know if I'm allowed to have those documents. The way that it all rolled out, it doesn't seem like I am. And by the way, did you know something I learned as a victim survivor who was going through the court system? Anything that I would say or discuss with the Crown or the detective on the case, my perpetrator, James Anthony Hutchinson, let's just keep putting his name out there because I want to prevent further victims, he would be privy to. But anything that he was discussing on the flip side, we don't get any access to. Like, the system is actually weighted against victims and survivors and not looking for justice. Because if you're looking for justice, then why isn't there full transparency? Just saying. Anyway, as the whole thing was going on for 3 years, I filmed it in real time, how I was doing, how I was feeling, what was going on. And I'm going to be sharing those videos and some narration around them, in the hopes that other people out there who are going through the same thing don't feel so alone and understand that it can happen to anyone. No matter how healed you are, no matter what you do for a living, none of us are immune from becoming a victim to somebody who is a really good predator. And the more that we talk about it, the more that we learn, the more that we know what the signs are, the safer we're going to be. Outing James Anthony Hutchinson is extremely important to me because of the fact that I'm aware that he's still victimizing people, and I want him to stop. I want him to be stopped. He isn't going to stop on his own. As a little side note, I have all the receipts attached to everything I'm going to be speaking about. I'm being very careful because guess what? He is a lawyer. And his sister, I will be showing all of her dialogue towards me. I never met her before, but she was making it pretty clear that I was doing the wrong thing and libel and the whole thing. So there was like Not such a veiled threat. It was a threat, and I know his language, and it was coming from him. So James Anthony Hutchinson, if you're out there watching, I'm not afraid of you. I'm going to take you on. I didn't get my day in court, but I will have my voice heard one way or another. And to all my survivors out there and sadly current victims, I'm so sorry for what you've been through and what you're going through. And I hope that we can come together and make sure that we all get our justice, our day in court, our protection, and are able to lessen the number of victims in the future. Thank you.